Hello everybody, Mediocre Beast is back today to review a newly released McFarlane DC Multiverse 2-pack. This one is Batman vs. Bane from their famous Knightfall comic run. In the back, you can see the iconic scene where Bane basically broke Batman's back, and it looks wonderful. In the front, you see both the figures. Bane is looking massive, Batman is looking bruised and battered, and they both come with interchangeable hands. So I think mint in box collectors, they're gonna love it because it looks wonderful. But I am no mint in box collector. I am going to open them up. So stick with me till the end and I am going to show you what's inside. So here is Batman and Bane out of the packaging, and at first glance I must say they look great, especially Bane. I really like the build quality and how it looks. I cannot say the same about the Batman, but it's still a very good figure. We'll get into the details soon, but compared to the Bane, I think it pales in comparison. Batman comes with two pairs of interchangeable hands. So he has a pair of fists to punch Bane. Not that it's going to work, I think. Batman also comes with a pair of grabbing hands. So these hands, they look great. And by default, he has his weapon grabbing hands on him. And what weapon does he get? He gets a Batarang. So this is a small little piece of plastic that you see, a plastic Batarang. So it's great that we have these accessories for Batman. Bane, on the other hand, just comes with a pair of fists. So these are the fists that you can use to beat Batman into a pulp. Other than the fists, Bane just comes with his default grabbing hands. And these figures also come with two display bases from McFarlane, the standard display bases. I prefer having these. I don't want my figures falling over, so that's good to have. They also come with a standard collector card that comes with all the McFarlane figures, and I really like this one. Instead of the other ones where they just have a picture of the figure, I prefer having comic book pictures. So that's great that we have this. If you wanted to read the bio, go ahead and do so right now. You can pause the screen. So these are all the stuff that we get. Additionally, we also get a backdrop. So this is the backdrop that we got within the box. And it looks like the Batcave, not the Batcave, the entrance to the Batcave you can see, and it's the Wayne Manor, I think. So it's good that we have this backdrop here. But now let's take a closer look into the Batman and the Bane figures. So let's start with Batman. Believe it or not, this is my first Batman figure that has a cloth cape. I have so many Batman figures in my collection. It's one of the most common character in my collection, but I don't have any with cloth capes. So this is a first for me, and I'm really liking how it came out. The cape here on the back, you can see it's made of like a shiny fabric, and it looks really, really good. There's a spot here on mine, here and here. It's not a big issue, but the cape, despite the spot, the cape really looks good. When the light reflects, it looks really, really good. And this side of the cape, it's a shiny black texture, and it also looks great. So I'm really happy with how the cloth cape came out. Now I understand what the big buzz is about having cloth capes. The Batman figure, I am not really liking the features on the face, especially. Batman is supposed to have that angry kind of look, and he has blood uh, dripping down his chin, and he has a stubble here, uh, kind of like an unshaven look, and it all looks good, but something is off with this face. I mean, I think it's the nose, because the nose is too small, I think. Uh, and there's some shading going on because they wanted to have kind of like a comic book kind of theme on these figures. So the entire suit also has these shadows, shading going on, and I don't know. What should I say? I'm not really liking these shadows that are put. I mean, I prefer a more natural look. But I won't say this is bad, but I would have preferred a more neutral looking color scheme. And Batman has these painted on details of his suit getting shredded by all the battling that he's doing with Bane, I guess. The weird thing is these are like cut marks, but there's no blood on them. There are no wounds or anything. Like, does he have a healing factor like Wolverine or something? Because if these are cuts, there should be some, at least some red, some blood coming out, like the way it's coming out from his mouth. There's no such thing. So overall, the figure, I would say it looks good, but it definitely could have been much better. Now, taking a look at articulation, this Batman here, the head, it rotates a full 360 degrees. You can look up this much. That's good, because Bane is a tall figure, so Batman should be able to look up high, and Batman can look down, not so much. So yeah, the range for the down motion isn't too good. He doesn't have any neck articulation or anything. Here near his shoulders, you see this range for the shoulder joint. You can also rotate the arm, you can rotate the biceps, you can bend the elbow, and it is a double joint, so you can get a really good motion on the elbows. Near his gloves, this is also a joint. No, this one is not a joint, but you do get a joint near the wrist, so you can rotate the wrist and you can also move it from side to side. Batman has articulation near his chest, so you can bend the chest in the front this much, but in the back you can have a better range. And I suppose the reason behind this is that you can simulate the back breaking scene where Bane broke Batman's back. So the range on the back is good. You can rotate the chest as well as the waist, so that is good articulation. The legs, you can go on the side, you can go front, you can go on the back this much. The knees, you can bend, it's a double joint, so you can bend this much. Are there any joints on the boots? No joint on the boots, but you do get joint on the ankle. You can rotate, you can go up and down, and you also have toe articulation. So in terms of articulation, it checks almost all the boxes, so that's a plus. Now let's take a quick look at Bane. I must admit I am a sucker for large action figures. This one is heavy, it's sturdy. I'm really liking this Bane. This Bane here has the same comic book look on him, just like the Batman. So you have these blue marks on his vest, on his pants, just to simulate the light effect on his shiny pants, I suppose. These are the shine marks, right? These blue spots. And he also has those on his face, on his mask. So this is to simulate that comic book effect, but I would have preferred, honestly, I would have preferred a more neutral look. But this is what we get, so what can I say? Bane also has some painted on details on his arms, on his back. So that came out looking nice. On the back there is no paint, just plain, and on the face it looks crisp. the face, the color came out looking really nice. Overall, the figure, I think it looks good. Now, the articulation. Bane has the head articulation. You can rotate it, but you cannot do a 360 motion because it's connected with this pipe that is connected with his arms. So you can rotate the head as long as you keep in mind the limitation, and you can look up. You cannot really look up, but you can look down, and that makes more sense because Bane is so large. He's supposed to look down, and Batman will be way shorter than him. So that's fine, I guess. Bane doesn't have any neck or any other articulation. We go to the shoulder joints directly. You can rotate, you can move up this much, and you have elbow articulation. So it's just a single joint. Uh, you can bend this much, but you do get a rotation on the elbow joint as well. You can rotate this hand, so that is good. It also has the wrist articulation, so you can rotate the wrist, you can move them from side to side, so that's good to have. Bane doesn't have any chest articulation or anything. It's a solid piece right here. You can bend near the waist a little bit. You can move, so the waist has the joint. You can also move from side to side. Bane also comes with the leg joint that you can move up this much, you can go back this much, you can also go to the side this much, so that is great. Bane has knee articulation. You can bend the knee, and I think the knee joint is a double jointed one. It looks to be, yes, the knee joint is a double joint. And finally, is there any boot articulation? No, but he has ankle articulation. You can rotate the ankle, you can move it up and down, and you also have toe articulation. So even though this is kind of like a mega figure, which are notorious for not having a lot of articulation, I think this one comes with a fair bit, and that is good. And the paint details are great as well. The paint here on the belt, and overall it looks great. Except my only complaint about this comic book look of these like blue spots. I think this is a really good looking figure. Oh, let me quickly show you a few more things that I missed. Bane right here, you can see the sculpted on nails, even the finger joints that you can see, and he has these prominent veins throughout his body. He's really muscular, so that came out looking really nice. You can see these veins popping out near his chest, and the same effect going on the other arm, and the details are really nice on the entire figure. And this thing here, this is a soft rubber kind of thing, the pipe that pumps the venom through his body. So this is great, but you need to be careful so as not to break them. And on the back you can see some details of the pipe going into the mask, so that also came out looking really nice. So I must say the details are top notch on these figures. Let's do a quick measurement of these figures. So Bane right here stands just 9¼ inches tall, and Batman over here stands just slightly below 7½ inches. Let's do a quick comparison of these figures. Let me bring in McFarlane DC Multiverse 3 Jokers Batman, and it looks much larger than this Knightfall Batman. Getting rid of that, and now I'm bringing in the one that I recently reviewed, the Dark Knight Trilogy movie Batman. This one is also larger than the Knightfall Batman. And here is the Bane from the same Dark Knight Trilogy series, and you can see the difference is kind of staggering how big this comic book Bane is. So yeah, both the Batmans together. And I also wanted to quickly show you a size comparison with the Hulk figure. So this one is a Hulk from the Marvel Select lineup. This is from the Age of Ultron movie, I think. And you can see the Bane figure is not as big as Hulk, but it is quite big, and I'm quite surprised how big it is compared to such a large figure. And I'm happy that it is So we are almost at the end of the video. Thank you for watching this far. I have shown you the unboxing, I have shown you the paint details and all the articulation these figures have, but now it's time to review them, give them a rating. Now, the Batman figure, I'm not a big fan of. This figure, I think the face came out looking funny, and the paint details on the body, I'm not a big fan of. But I must mention how good quality the cloth cape is. It looks good, it feels really good, and it's my first cloth cape figure, and I'm having fun posing it. So that is a good thing. The Bane, I have more positive things to say about because it's maybe the bias talking because I'm a big fan of large figures. So I missed out on the previous mega figure Bane, so that's why I had to get this one so that I could have a large Bane in my collection. So this is my bias talking probably, but I'm really liking the Bane. It also has the same issues as the Batman, the paint details that I'm talking about, that has the comic book look. I don't prefer that, but still, I'm really liking the Bane. So overall, this combination, I would like to recommend it. I got this from Amazon Canada. It was for $110. You could find that for probably higher or cheaper somewhere else. I'm not sure. The price fluctuates. So keep a lookout for them. If you are a fan of the Knightfall series, if you want the Bane and Batman in your collection, then I would like to highly recommend this 2-pack set. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 stars. Let me know what you think. If you agree or if you disagree, do let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I'll post some photos at the end, so stay tuned for that. And I will post new videos soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Until then, I hope you stay well, and I'll see you next time.